shirt. Let's go ahead and give this a start, and let's go ahead and get started all over again. This is great. So we're doing some creatures. We're going to go ahead and work on some things here and there, and I'm going to just go ahead and show you the cool blacklight and how that works on, and see some of the cool things that we have. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and give you the cool blacklight treatment. I'm going to work on some of these things tonight. So here we go. First and foremost, for every time you have to do something, you have to prepare your workload. In order to do that, you have to have things that are ready for purchase. So what I have here, I have some creatures that I've been making. And so what I have the setup, and I have the setup and then delivered. So I've made a couple of creature heads, and some dogs and cats. Kind of go and just do some painting. So what I want to do is I'm going to do a little bit of painting and a little bit of Mod Podge, and just seal up a couple of these things so that it'll be go out and present some more. So this is kind of the thing we're going to be doing. So I have my magical colored paints here, which I just love. I love the fact that these things glow. So much better when you're working, and this is so much better when you're working with this than to have it that it's like that glows in the dark, and you can see it. And so here's my trusty dusty palette case container. So what we're going to do first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and going to Mod Podge a bunch of these. So all the ones that have not been painted are going to get modged, and just seal into it. Then we're going to go ahead and just paint the ones that already have been painted. For example, I want to give this is what's her name, Jimba Chupacabra. Gonna give her some more paint to make her all shiny and stuff, because this black light is so cool that I just want to be able to do some more cool stuff with this. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Let's go ahead and do it. So you see my cool rings, how they glow in the dark. Yeah, it's so cool. So I made 3D these myself. Made these 3D printed these myself, and so it's been a really wonderful thing. All right, so let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and just Mod Podge. So before that, let's turn the light back on and have the lights on so you can actually see the Mod Podge that we're going to work on it. So get this out of the way here and get the Mod. This is grade A Mod Podge. This is some of the stuff that we use, and pretty much whatever you see here in terms of like the stuff that I make, it's just screaming of. So it might look like simple, easy, and you could definitely follow what I'm doing. Yet I believe there's people out there who can actually do this too as well. It's not completely difficult. It's just a matter of having to understand and ideas about it, like just being able to make something that you're thinking about, and that's a pretty cool thing to be able to do. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna flip my paint thing upside down right here. This is gonna be the area I'm gonna do for the Mod Podge. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip over to this side here and have it this way so you can see it from this angle. I'm going to give it a good Mod Podge, and we're going to just keep talking about stuff. So let's see what's up. And definitely, I want to be able to talk tonight. So definitely, just anybody who wants to talk with me, just go ahead and talk with me. Give me a little heads up as to what you want to talk about, because you know what, I love to work art and talk at the same time. And so definitely, just go ahead and do that. So I'm going to welcome everybody who's here, and let's just get this party started. All right, let's do this. So first and foremost, we have all these creatures. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to give them all their special coats, and then from there we're going to go to go ahead and just let them dry. Then when we get done with those, we're going to go ahead and go to dealing with Chupacabra over here, and maybe I might even do another fish monster. I'll show you. I actually have another fish monster. This is one of the fish monsters I have from. I was working on a project for a client, and they gave me a commission work, and they said, and I started working on this one, and it was kind of like a lurkey from World of Warcraft, and this one didn't come out good because I just put the wrong tail on it. So because I put the wrong tail on it, it's not really a lurkey. It's actually a nut lurkey. So it's so it's not a proper. It's not a lurkey proper. It's kind of a lurkey improper. So you can raise it a little higher so you get a bit less of the shadow from this thing. So we get a little higher right here. Okay, cool. All right, let's get this party started. Because right now the light from it's catching it. It's giving it a weird little thing. So this one here, we might work on this one a little later. Give it the lurky look. Give that a little work. But we'll come back to that. Let's go ahead and just do the main thing first. The main thing is the main thing. Let's go ahead and use the Mod Podge brush to get these guys going. Let's do this. So here we are. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about my week. What's happened all week? All right, so this week we had we went to my nephew's wedding, and it was really cool because when we went up there, it's like I haven't, it's like it's like we've been during the pandemic and everything. We went up to visit my sister quite a lot. They live upstate, and well, I live downstate here in New York. And so, what's really cool about being able to, have nephews and have relatives be able to go visit them and stuff. So we went and visited them quite a lot. So that was really cool. And so it was one of those things where I just was totally just happy just to be able to go up. But it was not without its trouble and struggles. Now if you watch my previous videos, we had when working on our car, and then we got our car fixed with the radiator and everything. So next thing was after we got our our coolant and our water pump fixed in our car, which was kind of like a big process because we had to figure out what it was, which gremlin was hiding in our vehicle, and to find it was the water pump gremlin. And so we were able to find it. And so incidentally, when we did that, we were able to just make sense of it all. And the car has been working since. We have heat in the car, but now it's warmer, so I don't need a car to heat so much. But definitely you need to cool, and we were able to drive. And then somebody broke our window, like our mirror on the side of our car, which was a bummer. And we're going to remove some of these guys here that are already done, so I don't have to deal with them, but I can use some space. So I can actually have it where they can actually be organized. So I'm going to put this back in the bucket over here. Alright, so then these ones that are not complete, they're going to go over here. So turn the camera just a little bit this way. Yeah. Alright, like that. Cool. So you get to see all the cool stuff that I'm working on. This is my workstation. Yep. My kitchen is my workstation. So these are the ones that are not finished, so we're going to move these out of the way here. We're going to use all this space for landing space for all the creatures that are primarily done. Now see, these creatures go for, pretty good price in terms of like what, me selling them on the street, as well as in different places than that as well. So I'm just going to make sure his legs are good. The rest of them a little bit on the side. I have to reinforce them. Let's see if he can, his head's too big. Okay, his head might be too big. Alright, so just go ahead, alright, so we'll leave you here for a little bit. Let's put you in this kind of angle. Alright, so just kind of bend your feet up a little bit. Alright, and like this. Next one will be you. I like Marsh Parsh, it's such a cool thing. And what it does is just seals it up. After we get done with this, we're going to go ahead and do some painting on these things. So, alright, so what happened was we traveled up, and as we were traveling, we were mindful of the coolant and mindful of the different things regarding our vehicles. And so what we did was that we were able to just use our time wisely. But when we got to where we were going to, oh my goodness, it was such a terrible thing happened. But it was like we had to find out, like, not terrible, but well, actually, we went to a restaurant that was lowbrow. It was really really a bad hotel. And without getting too much details, we already like made them pay for it, really, the details and stuff that they did to us. But what happened was like it was a very long day. We had to go and find a shirt to match an outfit, and my wife and I, we were just kind of searching for some stuff to get ready. But it's like me just talking personal stuff, But a lot of things have been happening in the world today. But just go back to just finish with the wedding. The wedding was great. We had a really good time. We had to kind of complain about a hotel and its quality, and that was something there. This here, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of giving it a seal, which I just totally love. I think it's really cool being able to give these things a seal and seal this off right here. One of the things that I like definitely about just this whole art form is that it's a really cool art form. When you do this, you're making it from a place of love, a place of caring and stuff. So, people get it. They get like things that are like cooking food. When you cook food, the food that you cook is actually, like I mentioned this before, you cook from a place of love. You don't cook from a place of anger or frustration when you cook. You do your best to kind of make sure that the stuff that you do is love, because you don't want to poison the people. I don't know exactly how thing it is, but there's a thing the Bible says, whatsoever you do it as unto the Lord. Do it unto God. Do it unto the Lord. Whatever you're gonna do, whatever your hand's trying to do it unto the Lord for the glory of God. Reason being is because when you really think about how this world is, you really want to just make sure that your sufficiency and the desires and things that you seek after will be that to glorify Him. Because this world is a very crazy place, if you haven't noticed. So, I mean, like, you just talk about all things that happened this week, regarding, like, life. You have it where different politics things have happened, just, People gotten fired from their jobs this week. Big time people. That kind of made me think about, put me on a thought about for a loop for a second there, thinking, how in the world, why would they fire someone that is bringing in so much money? Then you start thinking these people don't really need money. They don't really care about money. Money's kind of a side note for them. And so what happens is that the use of money for the elites is just like toilet paper. I guess they don't really care so much about it. But what we need money. They don't need money. We're not elites. I guess when we get to the level of being elite, we don't need money either. We'll have so much of it and be like, okay, who pays for this thing? Would it be kind of interesting actually to go to one of those big old like castles? We were just watching Casino Royale. I watched Casino Royale with the kids the other day, and pretty much we were watching the first James Bond, with Daniel Craig, and it was like pretty fun to watch the whole parkour scene where he's just pretty much jumping through the buildings and this guy's doing all these things. And finally catches the guy, and then he shoots the guy in the stomach, and then he gets the map or whatever, gets his cell phone, and I mean that's it's so like not but I mean it was just it's a movie. One thing I end up having to tell the kids a lot is like it's just a movie, it's just a TV show, and so the point what I'm saying is like we were watching that and it was just fun to watch, and it was just like just fun watching that the whole aspect of just fun movies. But for the most part, though, it's like you watch movies and things be happening. Things happen so quick. Yeah, sure, exactly. One minute you're doing this, next minute you're doing that. And then so the end of the last James Bond movie, I didn't see that one, but I mean, just I don't know. So I just watched all the other movies, and I just watched the first one and the second one. I watched I think I like Casino Royale the best out of the ones that were there. It just seemed like the most like not polished, and he seemed like he's just trying to figure out who he is as 007 and all that. When you get to the other ones, they're just like, Quantum of Solace. I was like, Skyfall, But when I got to the, I was looking at some of the ones that were, no, sorry. Got to some of the other James Bond movies. The one I liked, like GoldenEye. That was cool. And that was a cool one. What are some of your favorite, James Bond movies? I mean, there's the old ones, Roger Moore, and all the other ones, and Sean Connery and stuff. But it's like I don't know. I watched a couple of those, but they were like they were I don't know. It's just one of those things where I don't know what you're supposed to learn from them. Is what it is. We watched a couple more movies this week, and one of the movies we like to watch a lot whenever we have nothing to do, or when we were in a hotel, we watched had a moment. We watched Kung Fu Hustle again, and this time when we watched it, I was convinced that the people who were supposed to be the heroes, the Helen of Troy and Paris, and what's his name, the two guys fighting, and the guy and the lady fighting, the fated lovers, Helen of Troy and Paris. What's his name? I guess. Anyway, long story short, it was one of those things where we were thinking that they were the villains. They were villains too, and they were villains that bully. They too were like the Axe gangs. And so because they were like the Axe gangs, they had their work cut out for them, but they were also doing stuff that was not right. So here's a little kitten, little kitty. So yeah, so here we have it. Just working on this cool things. Alright, so all these here have been Mod Podge. I have to go over it, let them just kind of dry a little bit, and kind of go back and see. So all the dogs have been Mod Podge. Okay, now this cat, when they Mod Podge it. Because usually what ends up happening is like, and I worked at a museum, and I got a chance to do some artwork, and it's just like, the thing is like, it takes a lot longer than you think, but I totally loved just being at the museum. It was great. I did a work at the Lewis Latimer, and I was able to just present and do some artwork. And when I found out, it was such a cool thing, because when you did that, I got a chance to meet all these wonderful people, and taught about Kwanzaa, and then taught about introduction to masking tape. At some point, I'm going to put the video up from that. I have the videos from that. I asked a couple people to videotape for me in the first, and my daughter in the second one. A friend of mine from the family, he videotaped the first one for me, and then my daughter videotaped the second. So it was really cool, because the first time we were outside. Hopefully this time will be, if we get a chance to do it again, it'll be either inside or outside. I like the outside ones. When you're outside, it's much better, I think, because when you have it outside, you get a chance to breathe. And it was rain, and the rain was coming in, and this type of month is very rainy and stuff. So it's going to rain tomorrow, they said. So today's on Friday, the 28th. Today's 28th? 28th of April. And so it's last Friday, last Friday night before it gets too late. And so this is something there, just kind of just that cat's done. Now for the deer, I'm getting the paint all over my hands. See all the Mod Podge we're sticking. Doe, a deer, female deer. So here's the deer. Now that movie, Open Season, that was fun. That was a fun movie. I never watched the subsequent movies. My kids watched the other ones that came after that, but me, I just watched the first one, and that was it. You know, I thought the first one that was just so much fun with Martin and Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher. That was a fun movie to watch. Kids absolutely loved it, and I like making deers. You know, deers, deer, not deers. That's we always tell the kids not to say deers. And here am I saying deers, but it's supposed to be deer. See, deers plural. This single and plural is like moose. There's no meese. There's one moose, two moose, three moose. Like mooses, unless you're talking about the moose's hat. Moose and squirrel. You know, I should make like Rocky and Bullwinkle. You know, but somebody put a request for that. I'll make it if somebody wants it. Cause like that, if you have people that put requests in for all the different things. So if you want a Rocky and Bullwinkle, I can make Rocky and Bullwinkle, even Boris and Natasha. That'd be really cool too. So yeah, that's something there. So here's this one. It's like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Can't sing that song because it's probably copyright. You know, everything's copyright. You know, every time I put something online, like the music I used to have in the background, the Hellbender stuff, and then also the Bug Riders. Well, go figure that if you have the music, they'll copyright strike you. But not really copyright strike you, or like take some of your monetization and give it to them. And it's like even though these like songs are like ancient, nobody plays it anymore. I mean, I don't know. I must have pushed my luck on that because I mean, whatever it was, like they don't, I can't really play any background music anymore, which is horrible. It's terrible. Cause I like playing the Hellbender songs and stuff. That was great, great background noises. Nah, I don't have that anymore. Okay, so now we have this one. All right, let's see. Oh, I have a whole gaggle of what do you call those things? Whole gaggle of diplocalysis. I gotta just go ahead and fix up. So I'm gonna work on that. All right, so let's see what we have. Just see talking. So for the most part, though, this is what I'm doing. Just kind of just giving the deer all of its proper colors and its proper seals. See, the thing is with this, like the Mod Podge will, the masking tape itself will keep. It will. But this keeps the masking tape from drying out. It's kind of like a really simple little thing to do. If you do that, you know, it's not completely, I guess purist at this point, but it is purist in terms of like the makeup of it. So what you're trying to do, you're trying to harden the masking tape because the masking tape can endure. Like we have one tied to our car right now as we speak, and so it's like we endure. We have it like travel and travel and travel. But for the most part, though, what happens is like we did one with I mentioned this so many times, but we tied one to our car, and we had to go from all the way from Pensacola, Florida, all the way back here to New York, and that's like 1,100 miles, and that was to prove to field test the masking tape for us, let people know let us know how durable and how enduring masking tape truly is. Anyway, long story short, what happens was we keep doing. My kids keep asking me to do that, so whenever we go on a trip like we did this week, came down from Albany. Schenectady, and Albany up there at Clifton Park. We got a chance to actually go to see some. Got a chance to do that on the way down, not on the way up, but on the way down. We did it again, so that's about 200, 145 miles or so. 200 something miles round trip, 300 miles round trip, almost 300. Yeah, it's 300 miles. 300 miles round trip. So we did that, and okay, so these guys are now been modded. Everybody here has been modded. Okay, I'm gonna go through and see if anybody else needs to be modded. Like I have some space. Let me just kind of rinse the brush real quick. All right, so everybody's been modded. Can I have some let's see, Pelican. Pelican has been modded. Yes, it has. It's already been modded. Pelican. Pelican, Pelican. Right. Then you have some of these creatures here. See already some seals. Alright, so I have one that's, this one is Mod Podge, so we'll have it. This one isn't Mod Podge yet. This one's not Mod Podge yet. I'm gonna put it over there. And this little cute one is not Mod Podge yet. Actually, I definitely should Mod Podge this tip bucket. Mod Podge the tips bucket, because if you don't Mod Podge the tip bucket, you wish that you did. So I'm going to just put a little bit of Mod on the tip bucket right there. So that's sealed because you kind of strengthen it up. You know? There's that, and there, like that. And this seals it up. This makes it so not only does it look professional, it also seals it. So, you know, I might actually just paint this one too. Make the tip bucket into something cool. You know, I have all these rolls. Anybody have any ideas what I could do with these rolls? That'd be really good. Because it's like, you know, some of the things about these rolls is that they're just like some pretty cool stuff that, you know, when you add stuff to it, tape back to it, I guess, because you know, these are tape rolls, you can actually do some really cool things with it. So I'm just going to seal up this bad boy here too. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and paint this, give us a cool paint job, make it all nice and glowy. Nice and glowy. Alright. So there. I don't know about painting the bottom, but just a little bit to keep it. See, it's all about keeping it together. It's almost like, I don't know if it's a waterproofing, but it's more like it's just a keep the moisture thingy, you know? It's like if you don't do this, the masking tape will dry out. Long experience has taught me that if you don't seal it, you'll wish you had. So here's this, there's those tips. I'm gonna put tips over here. Yeah, look at all these creatures. Alright, I don't know if this Diplocaulus over here has been, I mean, I know he has been, but it's like just the second layer. I'm going to give it a couple of just on top of it. Just right here, give it just a little bit more of this. That way it seal with a little bit more of a sheen to it. So it goes on top of the glow in the dark paint, top of that, and then there, right, and then there as well. So when it dries, it's going to be nice and good. Right there. See, it's actually a flat. It's matte, so it's not like a shiny gloss to it. Yeah, I used to have the ones with really shiny gloss, and that was really cool. It's just a mild adhesion to it, you know. So here, there's this one, and then this one. Just on the belly a little bit. See, you can see the Mod Podge is just there already. I don't need to put it, but just on top. That always makes me think, like, how many layers do you go? Do you go with 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, or just pretty much just have it like, you know, just like that? So I don't know. It's one of those things. Just I think it's better just to do one. Put that jammy over there. Let it jammy dry. Okay, so it's back there. Okay, so what's next? We have the Diplocaulus. Let's go ahead and give a Diplocaulus a coat. Alright, maybe you can give us a little work first. So the good one that's more already done. So this one here is already done. So we seal up this Diplo. So let's go ahead and work this one here. Have a little mouth right there, and just see if we give it a work through. I gotta make some more eyes on this thing, so give it a shot. So anyway, so a lot of things that happened this week. We have seen what happens when people get fired. Again, like the elites can do whatever they want, and so pretty much they do. So it's kind of an interesting thing, you know, this thing called capitalism, how it works. You know, you definitely need it, but if you don't get it, then you're not sure. It's like, you know, the other, not sure what the best one is, really. But they say the ones that haven't really worked has been, you know, the communist stuff. But capitalism seems to have worked, you know, to make people into millionaires. People who wouldn't be anything would transform into. But there's always been a rich ruling class, you know. People always talked about that. But for the most part, though, let's just keep I'll just start talking about that. Let's talk about some of these good quality things. So this creature here, Diplocaulus, it's a hammerhead salamander, and it's a pretty big creature. I think it's pretty big because, or pretty significant because it's like, you know, the whole thing about like an amphibian. Amphibian has dual lives, you know. You have like the life where you spend it underwater, and the life where you spend it on land, and then, you know, there's no like sea, like ocean amphibians, you know. All amphibians are all freshwater. So there's no Arctic amphibians, you know. There's no Arctic, like Arctic frogs, or, you know, or or sea frogs or things like that. I mean, there's outfits and things that people make, but there's no sea salamanders and sea spider, well, sea creatures that are amphibians, that go on land and things. But all the ones that are, freshwater, because how I understand it, I mean, it probably is because there's always an exception to everything. But for the most part, that what I understand so far, there isn't any ocean-dwelling amphibian type creatures because the salt water is too deadly for them. So everything has to, deal with salt water if they're saltwater. Like for example, reptiles. There are a ton of reptiles that live in the ocean. There's tons, and then there's tons of and types of fish that live in the ocean, and some that can go back and forth, like a bull shark, or salmon. They can go upstream, downstream. They can go into the ocean as well as into the thing, and so they can handle the salt water. It says most so reptiles can do it, people can do it, because we're not animals. People call us animals, but we're not animals, and so we can do that because our skin can handle that kind of ocean stuff. And as a matter of fact, I think the ocean is the best for us. The ocean is the best place. We go to the ocean quite a lot. We haven't gotten there yet this year, but we're hoping to because we do a whole lot of ocean travels and visits. So see, this is one, and we pretty much enjoy swimming in it because swimming is such a cool thing, and if you can swim, that's something there significantly wonderful. I was just watching a video before this about deep sea creatures and stuff like that. If you ever watched my Dinosaur Kansas story, I did a big thing about all the sea creatures, and I had different people who were um, creatures, different creatures who ruled. And I had a big thing for the cephalopods and cephalopods and the the squids and the octopi, squids and the octopus and the ammonites and all the shellfish creatures and stuff like that. I just totally love all these like sea creature stuff. I just think they're so cool. They're so independent of us. They're so otherworldly. They fly. They fly in the ocean of air or the air of ocean, the air, they fly in the ocean. You know, the ocean of water, I guess. And so that's so cool because you don't have we walk at the bottom of the ocean of air, and birds fly in the middle of it. But fish and sea creatures, they fly all the different ranges. Like, it doesn't matter the pressure, if they can handle the cold, they can go as cold as possible. They have like antifreeze for blood or something. They're able to go deep, deep, deep into the cold, dark water. And God gave them special adaptations for them. Some of them are light and dark. So whenever I do like these this glow in the dark stuff, I always think about sea creatures. So I think I might just do more sea creature stuff because I remember watching the Avatar movie, and on the Avatar movie, they were just going ballistic with all the sea references and sea creature references, which is so cool. In the first Avatar, I didn't see the second Avatar movie because that's like even crazier because it would be like more underwater creatures. But I guess we'll have to come to that soon at some point. I definitely would like to watch that. I would have saw it in the theaters, but I was like, I'm just the first time I saw it, the first Avatar I saw in the theaters, and I actually cried. Yeah, I cried not because of the thing, but because of the wailing when the Neytiri was crying, you know, and the tree got burned down and the family was crying. Oh my God, I just started crying. I mean, like it was just like, And then the person I was with is like pretty much I was a youth group leader and I had one of the kids from youth group with me, and he was like, for real, you crying, kind of thing. And I was like, it's just you don't understand, man. It was just like the pain. It was like I can't stand when people are in such pain. And that was like I know it's not real. I know it's a movie. I tell kids it's not a movie. And so, but here am I crying at a movie. That's what movies can do to you. It's like mind control. But it's what it does. It's what it does. It's mind control. It's mind control. But for the most part, when we watched it, it was just such, so sad, the first one. And when he burned down the tree, shot that tree down. That was like something. Reminded me of I was it Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest and all that. And Nexus and stuff. I remember growing up watching that. But for the most part, though, it's like I just think about like how. See, the thing is with this one, I'm not sure if I should make this into a cat, or if I should make this into a kangaroo. I mean, just if I just bend it up a little bit, it might be a cat, a little pregnant cat, I guess. You know. But if I put it this way, it's like a kangaroo. I also got to replace. I made a rabbit, and then I sold it. I sold it I went to a gathering this week, and it was really cool. Get to meet some people at a freedom fighter. event, and it was really cool. We just had a chance to talk and stuff, and I gave away a couple of my creatures. I also was able to like make some new friends and everything, just talking to people. It was so cool. So what happened was like when I was there, I was able to I gave away one of my rabbits, and so I'm not even sure what kind of creature this is. Is this a rabbit or cat? It's pretty much could be a, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be like kangaroo. I'll work on that later. Sometimes these creatures make themselves, so you're not really sure what they end up being. So they make themselves. Anyway, so here we are, just loaded up with all these creatures. All right, so what we have next is gonna put this down here. I'm gonna come back and put his tail down so I can actually just kind of seal it up. So here's all these things all sealed up, all sealed up. So okay, so when they dry, oh, I wonder if I should take out the heat gun and do this. Probably not. Okay, so let me see. This big guy here. Does he have Mahjong? I think he's got Mahjong. I think he's got Maj. I'm gonna do some more work on him. Before I do more work on him, I'm just gotta think about like what I need to do. And this murky, sort of murky fish muscle. And yeah, that's that. See, these are all built really well. They're all like built like they have like an understructure to them, but they're all masking tape understructure. So incidentally, they're not gonna go anywhere. The arms will stay with the arms, and legs will stay with the legs. So, all right, let's do some like black light painting. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna close this up. Let that jammy dry over there. I'm gonna go ahead and paint some on Jimba. Give Jimba some paint right here. So right here, we're gonna take this one here. And we're gonna go ahead and add some paint to her. So I'm gonna raise my camera a little bit so I can do that. You see, and she's already painted. You say, well, I'm gonna give some paint to her eyes because when you hit her with the light, hit her with the UV light here. UV light, you can see that she has a cool glow to her. But I thought it'd be kind of nice to put some glow around her eyeballs. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this color around her eyeballs just to make sure she glows much better. Alright, so I'm gonna rest her right here. Well, don't rest her completely on top. Everybody else is drying right now, so I put it right there, right on top. And then let's go ahead and just give it a little 1-2. So let's go. Brush that we use. Alright. This is a good thin brush. Alright. So we're gonna do, take some of this. So painted in predator blood. Alright, so see. So we give her some eyes. It's right about there. Alright, so there's a distinction. Alright. And go on the other side. Let's give it on the other side too. Okay. There's that one. These are glow in the dark paints. Alright, so there's that. Let me give some more. Okay, I'm gonna go through and give her some like dots all over her that glows in the dark. So onto the stuff that's yellow. Alright, here we go. Here's this one. Yes. Painting with predator blood. Alright, so there's that. 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 Okay, then go back to this side. I paint it here. There. Okay. This is so cool. Alright, so now let's go give her some bumps in her noses. Her nose. Right there. Like the front of the face. Yellow. I should just put a little pool of this somewhere. And this little creature over here. And then just gonna put some right here at the bottom of this thing. I can just dip it. Alright, so right there. Right when we go see, you have to move the camera. So just right there. And then just right there. See, now the question is if I should put like a couple dots there. Here's some more. Here's some more. Yep, so it's cool design. Okay, so now question is, should you put it on the? Okay, probably here too. Mm-hmm. This is so cool. I totally just love the 3D paint. I do. I just love the glow in the dark paints. I just love that way it just kind of just does it and just glows. Painted in black light. Just look at it. I love this. Alright, so there's that. I'm wondering if I should put some on her nose. 'Cause I mean, once I do this, it'll be like done. You know what I mean? It'll be like a done deal. Like at the very front of her face, which is maybe. Okay, let's see right here. Okay, not too much, just right. Um, then if my brush is split, can you split into different things? If I touch somewhere, it might actually just touch somewhere else. Okay, so there's that one, that one, that one. Think under, some under her belly. Think underbelly stuff. Be kind of cool, right? But I don't know. Maybe not. Let's see what we got this one here. Just... Wow, you see this? This is so cool. All right, so let's see now. Maybe just the top. Just a couple. Oh, she looks so cool with all the cool colors. This is great. This is so cool. Until I ever just enjoy painting. Definitely, just painting is a wonderful thing. Just how cool these colors are. I see if I could just get this paintbrush to stay put a little bit. Let me see if I can get it to just kind of moves down. Moves down just a little bit. All right. Okay. Let's see if I can get it just this way, and then just down. All right. This side. So nice. Oh wow, so much better. I think this is so much better than before. Wow. So here goes Jimba. Okay. Yes. Are you sure what's coming at you? You know, some kind of fish creature. Wow. Oh wow, she's so beautiful. Okay, so let me turn the light and see what it looks like with the lights on. Hmm. Right. Okay, so there's that. Now if we turn off the lights completely, see what happens. So this is this and that. Black light. Alright, this black light. Let's go ahead and hit with the black light. Black light itself. Alright, let's charge it up. Glow in the dark. Wow. Really freaky. Really, really freaky. Okay, now we're gonna shut off the thing lights. Overhead and see what happens. I got the backlight. Yeah, you can't really see it. Oh, so cool. You see this? This is so cool. This is so cool. Alright, so we turn the lights right now. So cool. Alright, so now that we did that and got her painted, and she looks even better than she did before. This is glorious. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the light back on, and we're gonna go work on the creatures that we were doing before. Alright, so for a special treat, I'm gonna go ahead and just see if I can paint some of these. See all the Mod Podge, all the Mod Podge is coming off my fingers now. Yeah. Mod Podge coming off my fingers. Makes me happy. Okay, so that one's there. Okay, so next is gonna be I'm gonna see if we can do this quick. Okay, so next is gonna be to paint the other creatures. I'm gonna put her back over here in the corner. Let's do it right there. Alright. Next up is going to be these creatures to paint. Okay, now everybody who's just needs to be painted needs to be removed off the stage. Because paints really, they really cling to stuff. So you want to make sure when you paint your dogs, cats, and Diplocalluses that they're not going to be covered in something else. So I take this and flip this over. So okay, so this is pretty much just starting to dry up. They don't take that long to dry. Just if you put it on too thick, it'll take long for it to dry. Lower the camera a little bit. See what I'm looking at. Here's this here. These ones here. Some of them are not dry. So okay, we gotta just make sure they do get dry. So they're all a lot more firmer than they were before. Right? So it's the Mod Podge does this trick. It's here. The real art of the deal is really in the painting of these creatures. Because it's like at first it's like you don't really see something, but once you get the paint on them, they pop. And you see that with your Chimba, how she is. She's supposed to be like a trader fish, and so that's her design over there. But this one's here, all the other creatures, they're still not dry yet, so I have to kind of wait for a little bit for them to get dry. So in the meantime, what I could do, I can make a couple more creatures as these are drying. Show you some more cool stuff. All right, see, some stuff that I'm working on. All right, let's see. Okay, so we'll do this. I will show you. Um, I'll paint somebody who's already done. How's that? Okay, so this one here is already done. So he's just in need of paint right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give him some paint. So what's a good thing to paint him as? Let's give some. How about we give it like some of the cool like fluorescent and different colors, because I don't have any pattern or idea I want to go with this one. So let's just take some of the glow in the dark paint and go crazy. Sounds good? Sounds good to me too. Alright, so let's see. But first let's give him a base. I did something with this one, this blue base. This blue base is really nice, but I got some new paints, so I want to give those a try. So this blue base paint is just so lovely. Like here for this Carnotaur. Right? It's just like, it's so cool. The colors and just sheen is just so nice. It's like reminds me of the Queen Elizabeth type things, you know? Colors of Queen Elizabeth. So anyway, so there's that one. I'm gonna put it over there, out of the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go ahead and move the camera that way a little bit, and then we're gonna look at some of the new paints I got. Well, I had this one before, so it's the blood red one, which is like Bloodline. Well, I went to Hobby Lobby and I got this nice super orange one. Now I'm thinking the orange one would be so cool to paint with. Let's see if it glows. Let's see if it glows. Oh, it's nuclear orange. Let's see what it looks like in the dark. Let's see if it glows. Oh yes, it glows. It really, really glows. Okay, so nuclear orange. Alright, so nuclear orange it is. Okay, so let's give it some nuclear orange paint. Alright, let's just give it like a good once over. Always protect your surfaces, because otherwise you'll be sorry you didn't. Okay, so here's this out of the way. This out of the way, and I guess we could paint it with the black lights. Okay, this one here. Oh, this is good. This is perfect paint for this. Let's put it down. Let's go ahead and start painting this bad boy right here. Alright, so let's do it with a black light, shall we? Okay, so let's open this up first. Yeah, freshly sealed. Freshly sealed. And thank you all for watching my channel. Those of you who watch my channel, I appreciate it. And so because of that, I'm able to do the stuff that we do. So I'm just in the process of building my channel up. I'm hoping to get to 10,000 subscribers, doing the best I can. But you just gotta do what you gotta do. So here I'm gonna shut the lights and do the lights off. Boom. Okay, so here it goes. I like the way this looks. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Alright, so, oh, that right there. Okay, so here's this nice orange paint. You know what I'm gonna do too? I'm gonna make some poison tree frogs. So definitely, if you guys want to stick around for that, not tonight, obviously, but that's gonna be my repertoire. So when I go to like Times Square, I'll have a bunch of poison dart frogs to work with. So I'm gonna probably do a little study on that, because it's like these are the colors for this is so cool. You see how the colors of this works out really well. Do this at top. See how cool this is. Nicely it shines. See, that's the problem when you're using your phone to connect to YouTube, is that you have no you are not working. You're not able to take any pictures. So that's how people, I guess, use their other stuff and they upload it and do the whole 9 yards. I mean, I could definitely do the 9 yards too. I mean, I do the editing and all that and stuff too, but I haven't done it in a while because it's like just recently I've been really busy with stuff. We had to do a big trip we just came back from, and there's so much story to that. I don't want to share it. It's just so much story. But we did get a chance to go swimming, and I'll shout out to Holiday Inn. I shout out to Holiday Inn for being an awesome place. Holiday Inn Express up there. It's like one of those things where there's a couple of hotels up there that's really terrible, and we were able to complain against them, and because it was just disgusting when it was there. But we were able to find a nice Holiday Inn, and that was good enough for us. And because we usually go to Holiday Inn, that's where we go to. It all started for us when we started going back to when we were doing our trips and stuff. We would always go once a year to a hotel, and you know, the beginning of the season, and we'd go swim and jump on the beds and watch movies and stuff, and then go to the restaurant and eat and do a really cool family stuff, which is just so cool. And then we do that in the beginning of the year, and then the end of the year we just kind of look forward to our next time we do that. So we had little staycations we do, and there was a place that we used to go to, and it's down here where we live, and they turned it into a shelter. They turned our whole favorite restaurant, favorite hotel that we stayed not too far from us here into a shelter. So we were so sad about that because it was like it's one of those things where you love the places you love. You get loyal to it. I mean, this thing that happened 3 years ago, it just really messed us up. It's the people, and that was one of the things that got messed up. It was, you couldn't have the option to think to the way they did it, the way they did this. It was just anyway. So what happened was, I'm just enjoying this painting. I just love this painting stuff right now. It's just so cool. You get a chance to see how cool this is. I just love this. It's like the paints are just right. This orange paint is just perfect. It's like when you look at it with a normal light, it's gonna be like normal. When you hit it under the black light, it's just how it glows. So ethereal. It's like orange. It's just so cool. Gotta hold it by his mouth. So it's like this. It's so cool. I'm able to twist it and paint. It'd be cool to put some like cool like dark colors on it, like blacks, and I gotta give it some eyeballs. There's no eyeballs on it yet. What I want to make? I want to make those monsters from the movie Pitch Black. The one from the first one. They called them Bioraptors, and they were the ones that when Vin Diesel was trying to escape from it, Riddick, I guess his name was. He was trying to escape from them. They were like they could hear you. They couldn't see you, but they could hear you. These creatures remind me of that. That's the Pitch Black creatures. But this is not it really. They're not them, but they could be. Just love the colors and how this looks so cool. I can't wait to decide on these. Just look at that. Just love this. This is so good. Man, it's so nice. I gotta give it some eyeballs too. But not yet. Look at you. In such a way to get nice and smooth. Yeah, look at that. Just, yeah. Look at that. Nice and smooth paint. Nice paint job. So here is this. All the feet. Just love this. See, the thing about this kind of paint is that when it gets together, it doesn't crack. So you have to just make sure you make the model really well. It's FX paints. They're so good. Oh, and when you can't get like into the nooks and crannies, you have to just come a different way. Just up. The very tip of the tail. Look at that. You see under you? Look at that. Pretty precision, right? So like, yeah, whatever. Oh man, this is so cool. This is such a nice thing to do. So wonderful. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Okay, so what else we got? I just make them green. Okay, so make a copyright strike for just making that sound. It's like to be a content creator is pretty difficult. It is, but it's actually kind of fun, because you get a chance to make stuff that look at this, look how cool this is. Oh wow, it is so cool. All right, so it'll be just on that side. Wow, look at how cool it is. It looks like it's just glowing, right? It's perfect glow, neon glow. All right, so what else is there? Should I give somebody else some paint? It'd be cool to get the murder hornet, this orange girl, but well, I don't know. Probably shouldn't mess with perfection, right? Just don't mess with perfection. Don't add paint to a masterpiece. I don't know. Always improve it. Always make it different. Always make it slightly better, right? How are you? Oh, you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. You're not ready. You're still kind of gooey. Alright, let's see what else. I'll close this up because it always close your paint cans, because if you don't close your paint cans, then what happens is paint cans will find the floor. So, put that aside there. I don't want to get rid of this brush yet, so I'm going to put it there. Okay, so let me see if I can find something else real quick. I can actually work on this. Her colors. This is Barbara. Um, Barbara is a popular name in our household. Okay, so what happens? This is Barbara. I had a cousin named Barbara. Okay, so it's just a little life. And so I'm thinking this is too bright. Be nice little highlights. Nah, let's not do it. Let's not do it. It'll be so bright. The colors will be so bright, you know? Should I? Shouldn't I? I mean, it'd be so cool in the black light to see how cool its face will be. I'll give you a little touch up here and there, see what happens. Right? Just a touch of. No, you know, I can't actually, because this is the one that has been deemed. Maybe I'll put in a part where people don't see too often. People right behind his back. Because you don't want it to be like too noticeable, you know. Don't want to be too noticeable, the paint, because I mean this one is on my business cards. So I mean you just wanna take something and just make it different, you know. Maybe slight little improvements, but don't make it different. You can't. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? So here goes this. Because you can't change it up too much. Because if you change it up too much, it'll be different than what's on your business card. And if the colors match completely, nobody will even notice. Maybe a little much. Okay, let's see. Just a minute. Okay, see, so here. Raise this up a little bit. Let me put the camera right this way. Okay, so here's this. This is the murder hornet. Mm-hmm. Wow, you see it? Wow. Yep, you see it. So just a couple of touches here, and it just like totally changed them up some. I like it, actually. Talking about versatility, right? Behind your neck. I guess that's what you have to do it, like paint in the black light. Because you can't really see it if you don't. Alright, let's see. Turn this off for a second. Let's see what it looks like. You can't see it. It's like it's invisible. Okay. This might actually be really cool. Alright, let's give it a shot. So, you really can't see it. You really can't see the difference. Okay, so I'm going to give you some. I just want to see there. When it dries. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Wow. Okay, wow. Talk about a major improvement here. Okay, let's see what we have. You can't even see it with the lights on. You hit it with ultraviolet lights, all of a sudden it's boom! Okay, let's see it now. Over here. Alright, so there's that right there. Here's with the lights on. Here's what it looks like with the lights on. So cool. Can't tell. Excellent. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, I got a paint can up, but I'm just, yeah. Alright, so we have, let's make sure you close your things up. Close up all the stuff that you use. Alright, let's hit it with the lights. Let's see what's up. Oh, yeah. Get that. So cool. Alright, let's see. Inside view. Look at that. Okay, look at how nice this is. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Alright, so hopefully when it dries down, it'll be easier to see, easier to spot, yeah. Alright, so let me check with lights. Lights on. Let me put this brush over here. It's a cool brush. Seal up the containers and then see what it looks like. Alright, these guys aren't dry yet. So you see how much time it takes to paint something and to make something, to paint something, and how it is. It takes some time, don't it? Sorry about this one here. Oh wow, look at this. The colors are fabulous. This is good. This is good. Alright, so cool. Let you dry. So put you over here to dry. Such a cool creature. Alright, so here it goes. This one. This one is Deja Thoris. Let's give her some paint. Let's do some cool paint marks on her. Gonna rest her down. Alright, so what do we have? We have this one is drying. These guys are drying. Let me stand up here so we can give her a cool body paint. Okay, so what we have. So seeing that I didn't use the other side of my paint thing, I'm gonna go flip it over, and it should be nice and dry over here. Yep. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and give her body paint. Okay, so far, let's see, we have traffic light. We don't have anything. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna give her some paints. Give her some cool paints. So I have friends who actually do this with people. And there's a tattoo artist that I know of, and he's a really cool guy. If you ever get a chance to meet him, his name is Humo Maya, Humomaya, Maya, like Mayan Empire. And so what happens is that his art is so cool. So I'm gonna go very so lightly. I'm gonna turn off the lights so we can do this in the dark. So here we go. So I'm gonna give her the paint onto the neck. Okay, and then here we have this here. Like this. I'm gonna use a thinner brush. I'm gonna use a thinner brush because it's like, it's hard to see. So I'm gonna do like this on the arms. And like this on the arms. Okay, we'll use a thinner brush if I can. And paint her arms. So I'm waiting for all the other stuff to dry. In the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and give some paint to some people. I already painted the Murder Hornet Gremlin, so that's good. Now we're going to just give her some paint. So I'm going to use a thinner brush. So see, I like how the light causes it to glow. I'm going to turn off the light for a second. See what it looks like? See? You can hardly see it. Orange skin. again. Can we use a thinner brush? Let me see. Thinner brush. Okay, this brush is super thin. Cool. Super thin brush right here. So we can do this. So here's a super thin brush. You can't really see it. I'll turn the light back on for a second. Super thin brush. This one here, put this over here. It's like Istron. Alright, Tron colors. Let's see. This is Deja Thoris from John Carter. Well, maybe not exactly Deja Thoris from John Carter, but pretty darn close. Alright, so here you go. This is so cool. Alright, so here's this. Now we turn on the light. Here's the lights off. I like it. It's enough for her armor. You know what, just leave that be. How's that? Just leave it this. Alright, folks. So this one I'm going to stop here for now. Pretty much, I was able to paint several creatures. I painted also including a Dejathoris, and in the back I put painted up what's her name, Jimba. And then here's all the different creatures I was able to kind of just make sure that the paints were painted, or painted with paints. And so here it's pretty much I'm just gonna go ahead and end it now. I thank everybody who watched my show tonight, who just was able to be here with me and just watch some of my works. This paint, this FX paint, is great. The only place you can get FX paint is in Hobby Lobby. They don't have it at the Michaels, and so you have to order it, I guess, from Amazon. But if you want to go and support your local businesses, or businesses that are in your locale, I guess, what happens, you can go get this type of FX paint. And this one here I used was called Neon, Nuclear Neon, and it's wonderful. It's called Laser Beam. Laser Beam. So yeah, so this one here makes a really nice colors, and I just totally enjoy it. So anyway, so this is all we have right here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the lights on so you can see some of that, what it looks like with the lights on. This is Dejathoris, and from John Carter, as well as Jimba, Fish Monster Chupacabra. Alright, so I'm going to end the video here. I just want to thank you all for visiting and for watching with me. I wish you all the best. Keep being awesome. God bless you, and may the algorithm ever be in your favor. I'll say it again. May the algorithm ever be in your favor. So, God bless you. Have a good night. Take care, everybody.